Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all well and can hear me. Okay, so again, thank you everybody for joining us today for the Study in Germany webinar hosted by DAAD. This is in partnership with the Student World. And I also wanted to mention that you'll be able to meet the DAAD team at the upcoming virtual fair taking place on June the 10th. You'll be able to chat in live via both text and audio and video. So please feel free to ask any questions during the session today and also take the opportunity to meet the team next week. Now I'll hand you over to the team who will make some introductions and begin the webinar.
Well, now that you all can hear me, I see that a lot of students have joined in large numbers. Really happy to see that. Thanks for joining today's session, which Jack has already introduced to you. We're thankful to the organizers for giving the DAAD today's opportunity to present. I'm going to keep it short. Just to introduce myself quickly, my name is Apurv Mahendru. I'm the Director Marketing of the Regional Office of the DAAD based in New Delhi, and we're responsible for this South Asian region, India and some neighboring countries, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. This session today is targeted to students from India, so I believe that probably all students are joining from India. And today's session is going to be handled by three of my colleagues who are also here. I would like to just introduce them by name, and they will be also speaking later on during the course of today. That is Ms. Shobhita Chaudhary from our Mumbai office, Ms. Dhanashri Deodhar from our Pune office, and Ms. Girija Joshi also joining us from our Pune office. Yeah, so I just would like to repeat that, as Jack just now said, the DAAD is here to answer your questions today, but we have limited time. So if you plan to join the virtual fair, which is happening next week, we'll have more time to probably answer your questions in depth. So I look forward to a good session today and hopefully to you people joining for the event next week as well. So that's it from my side, and I hand over to Shobhita. Are you taking over from here?
Yes, I am.
All right, over to you then.
Thank you, Apurv. And welcome from my side. And me and our colleagues, Dhanashri and Girija, we will be taking you through the presentation today. So to begin with, let me start with the fact as to what or who is the DAAD, about the DAAD, so to say. So the DAAD is the governmental organization, and the DAAD is an acronym of the German Deutsche Akademische Austauschdienst. So this is the German Academic Exchange Service. The DAAD was founded in 1925 and by a German student. And we have been operating since then with a small pause when it was banned during the Second World War. Headquarters in Bonn. Lots of you all must be knowing the fact that Bonn is the erstwhile capital of West Germany. And even today, there are lots of governmental organizations still in Bonn. We have an office in Berlin as well. Now, the DAAD is a funded organization, and it is primarily funded by the German Federal Foreign Office, which is the Foreign Ministry of Germany, and the Ministry of Education and Research of Germany. And we are a not-for-profit organization, meaning that we do not charge for any of our services. And we have been active in India, or the region rather, like Apurv said, since 1960. So we celebrate our 60 years of existence this year, and you can see our logo on the screen as well. Another thing that I would like to mention over here is that unlike other countries, the German universities do not go through consultants. So please be aware of that. There can be some university which do have consultants, very limited. I mean, I think just 4 or 5 probably, and always take care that these consultants are listed on the specific university website. So please take care of that. And the DAAD is the largest funding organization of its kind in the world, with more than 1.5 lakh overseas scholarships awarded in 2018. So that's a lot of scholarships at various levels. And my colleague will be speaking about that as we go through the presentation. So what I would request you to do is that Let us go through the presentation because a number of your queries will be answered when we go through the presentation. And then once we open the Q&A session, then we can, of course, take up your questions. So I would like to, Jack, can we run a short poll now?
Yes, absolutely. I've just launched the poll. Which subject field are you interested in?
Yeah, so students can give in their interest, so we know exactly who is attending, so that we can, customize our presentation a little bit.
Okay, and now the poll for which degree are you interested in is also available.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have 55% interested in engineering, then comes natural science, then economics, social science, language, medicine, and natural and law, which is the least with 2%. And then again, 68% masters, 19% PhD, and 14% bachelors. Yeah, so we understand what path to take from here. And with that, I would like to hand over to my colleague, Dhanashri. And yeah. So this is just a small idea about our network. We have nearly 75 offices all over the world. So it's a really large network that we have. So then, of course, all of you all are here today with interest in Germany, and you obviously have your own reasons to come to this webinar today. What we have been able to find out from our discussions with various students is that these are the major reasons why students look at Germany as a destination for higher education. Okay, so then of course, when you think of Germany, the first thing that comes to mind is excellence in research and instruction. And the sort of innovation that we have been seeing through the centuries coming out of Germany, right from the printing press in 1440, the Gutenberg printing press, till the 2017 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, and various other Nobel Prizes in economics, in literature, in medicine, and other subjects. This innovation does not come out of thin air. There is a very specific grounding or a structure to it, which is then we can see in that the German education system has got an extremely close link between theory and practice. Then, of course, there is very strong international focus, and Germany offers a lot of international degree programs that are taught in the English medium. Of course, practically now everybody knows that Germany does not charge fees, and we will look at these things in detail. And of course, there are excellent career opportunities available as well. Yeah, so as I said, there are approximately 3.8 million students in Germany with over 13% foreigners. That's a huge number of a huge amount of international students, which also then percolates into the fact that there is an tremendous rise of popularity of Germany with Indian students as well. And as you can see over here, from a meager 5,000 something in 2012 to 20,800 in 2018 is a huge increase. So as you can see, the popularity also increases for the Indian students. Yeah, Dhanashri, you can take over from here now.
Yeah, thank you, Shubhada. Now just come to the part of a German education system. And unlike in India, in Germany, there are different types of universities. There are universities, there are technical universities, there are universities of applied sciences, and they have special schools for music, arts, and related subjects. Why this difference is, what is important for you to know, that we will come into details. In Germany, being said that also in Germany, there are a large number of universities are publicly funded and very few universities are privately funded. Now, coming to the distinction of universities and the applied science universities, just to see, the universities are basically oriented mainly on theoretical knowledge. The methodology of teaching is mainly theory, and research oriented programs they offer. You can compare the universities like the universities in India. They're large entities offering all the degree programs in Germany. Also, the doctorate degree program is offered, and the final thesis what you do is also going to be a research based thesis. The another type of universities, and in this universities there are also technical universities included. So technical universities are sometimes subject specific universities, like they are more concentrating on engineering and more concentrating on business administration programs. So they are more special subject universities, technical universities. Coming to the other type of university is University of Applied Sciences. As the word itself says, they are application-based universities. Highly practice-oriented education is provided. So there is a close linkage between a university and also with the industry. So internship is a mandatory part in this university, which is can be conducted with cooperation with the close cooperation with industry. Highly practice oriented subjects are also taught in these universities, like the subjects engineering, business administration, social science, and design. The major distinction is the degrees are here provided bachelor's and master's. They do conduct research, but they are not authorized to award a PhD degree. So now here it's very important to understand which university to choose, because we largely receive this question. So the important is your interest and your focus. So if you are really interested into a PhD or into a research, then do prefer the university or a technical university. But if you're not a more research oriented person, then of course a University of Applied Science is the best choice for you. Both the universities with the quality of education are at par, so don't worry about the quality of education at these institutions. Now, one of the reason why Germany, as Shubhida already spoke about, is the international program. These programs are English taught programs. More than 2,000 international degree programs are now taught in Germany. They all are internationally recognized. The main instruction of teaching is English. So that's an advantage for the students, so they can completely cover their program, study their program in English. We have list out two web links here, which are very important if you want to search for the international degree program. So go on to these websites and then search for your respective program. There's going to be a search engine on our website, so you have to select the subject, select the degree, and you will find the respective courses offered by German university in your subject. It's moving forward to then what is the importance of German language. You can study completely in English, but of course sometimes though if going to be a 100% English taught program, some universities, very very few universities, might ask you to provide basic knowledge of German. So here basic means A1 or A2. That's a one or two levels of Goethe Institute Maximal Abhaven. That's the German language institute from Germany. But knowing German is going to be an advantage to you if you want to stay back and work in Germany, or even while studying, if you're doing any part-time jobs, then German language is going to be important. So knowing German is beneficial to you. There are, of course, German taught programs offered in Germany, which are 100% taught in German. If you think of pursuing those programs, then you really have to have a very, very good level of German. And here we recommend that The topmost level of Maximilla Bhavan, that is up to C2. And there's a German language proficiency test called as a TSW, so that you need to be clear if you want to study in German taught program. Another advantage of studying in Germany is the tuition fee. Germany, as of now, is quite cost effective. They have some universities are offering zero tuition fee programs, but some universities are offering tuition fee which is quite economical, is 1,500 euros per semester for a degree program. Apart from whether it's a zero tuition fee program or a nominal tuition fee, one has to bear a semester contribution, which is going to be around 350 euros per semester. This contribution is towards the administrative charges, so you get certain facilities out of it. As a student, you really live a luxurious life in Germany. You get a lot of facilities. There are the local transport is free for a student on a student card. So all these facilities, you have to pay some semester contribution towards it. Now, coming to the research part, as through the poll we understood there's interest for the PhD programs in Germany as well. We would like to highlight some information here. When you think about research in Germany, there are three pillars, so to say, or three locations where one can do the PhD. One is, of course, at the university, and especially the universities or technical universities, one can do the PhD and get a PhD degree awarded. Then other is non-university based research institutions. I'll quickly come to in detail. And the third is the industrial research. Of course, all these locations are interlinked, so a lot of cooperative projects happen between industry and industry and non-university based research organization. All the offers related the programs or the research courses available on our website, so you can always refer to that. So just wanted to elaborate more on the non-university research institutions. These institutions are basically, as you see some names here, you might have heard these names, like Max Planck Society, Helmholtz Association, Leibniz, and Fraunhofer. Basically, all these universities are mainly government, publicly funded institutions. The distinction is some of the institutions are doing a fundamental, like working in the fundamental research. Some are doing applied research, like the Fraunhofer Gesellschaft is highly applied science, applied science. They're doing a lot of collaborative projects with industry. On the other hand, Max Planck is doing a lot of fundamental research in the field of natural science. So you can, every institution has their own individual website. You can find different programs offered by them. The advantage of with this institution is they also have funded programs for their PhD. So you can you can do your research there and pursue the PhD degree through these institutions. Coming to next, we have here the individual. Now, how you can do the research in Germany. For that, I would like to request my colleague Girija to take over.
Thank you, Dhanashri. As you have seen, where can you do PhD? And now we can see how can you do PhD. There are two ways of doing PhD in Germany. One is individual PhD and the other one is structured PhD. So as you see here, individual doctoral programs. That means you need to search a supervisor or a professor or a host or a mentor at the university or at a research institution on your own. So how can you search for that particular person, whether he or she is apt for your project or not? The best way is through the references. If you know any of your seniors are researching there or studying there, then you can get the references. Also, you can contact the professors at your home universities, and if they have any references, through conferences also it works better. And apart from that, you can also search for them online. And once you send them an email, individualized email, then you need to wait for their response. And in this particular type of PhD, you get an acceptance letter from a professor, and it is basically the professor and you and your project. It is in this fashion it works. So in this particular PhD, you get more freedom to explore your research interests in more depth, and you work on your project in your own way. So this is about the individual PhD. And structured doctoral programs means there are structured master programs, the same way we have structured PhD programs. In this particular PhD type, you need to apply to the university, and then university will give you an admission letter for the same. And you need to complete certain coursework for the same as well. And there is a fixed structure of this program. And usually these are interdisciplinary programs. That means there is a ongoing project, and you become a part of the project and do your own PhD in your own subjects. So candidates can participate in a research training group or graduate school or international doctoral program. So these doctoral programs you can search on the website www.daad.de/international-programs. As my colleagues have mentioned, that Germany is in Germany it is budget. What we have here mentioned, it is around 853 euros. It is quite economical. As a student, this budget is really very sufficient. It covers all your expenses, right from rent, utilities, till your activities, cultural activities or sports, and that also includes your health insurance, which is compulsory, and internet, telephone, food, so on and so forth. So all this is included in your monthly expenditure. As a student, of course, you can work part-time. That means 120 full days or 240 half days per year. That's the legal limit given to you. And you can do any kind of job in campus, outside the campus, but this limit basically you need to follow. And the money through part-time job you get, it can be your pocket money. What after you complete your post graduation or PhD in Germany or degree from Germany? So you get a stay back period of 18 months to search for a qualified job. And in that particular period, you can search for the job. German universities usually do not conduct any campus placements, but you can find that information online also, or you can contact the international offices of the universities also. There are job opportunities, of course, in India as well, because as you know that in India, especially in Pune and Mumbai region, there are lots of German companies. Rather, I come from Pune, so I can specifically talk about Pune. In Pune region, there are more than 300 German companies. So there are job opportunities in India as well. So far, we've seen about where to do master's, PhD, and how to do it. Now let us come to the part of the finances. As you see here, we have listed in other few slides also a few scholarships which DAD offers. This is the scholarship for study visit or study seminars or practicals. So a group of 10 to 15 students can actually go to Germany, and that for their subject related work, or to facilitate meetings with German students or academics or researchers. But for this particular scholarship, your university or your college or your department should have an invitation letter from the German university as well. And for the same, one can contact our DAD office in the region, that is in New Delhi. This is the scholarship working internship in science and engineering WISE. This is basically to do the 2 to 3 months research internship at any university or research institute in Germany. So the target group is those who are pursuing basically bachelor's degree. fifth and sixth semester students can apply to this, and those who are pursuing integrated program, that means BSMS programs, then fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth semester students are eligible to apply. And the duration you can be in Germany on your research project is up to 2 to 3 months, but not exceeding 90 days. And 1st of November every year is the deadline. But this particular scholarship wise is limited to the certain institutions in India. This is not open scholarship. This particular scholarship is there for the students from all the IITs, NITs, and ISERs, and other few colleges like College of Engineering Pune, of Anna University in Tamil Nadu, etc. So you can find out more information on the same on our website daad.in. There you will find the list of the universities, those who are eligible basically for this program, the students, I mean the universities, that can be found on our website as well. So there are a very few scholarships available at master's level. First two scholarships you can see here, development related postgraduate courses. So basically these are the courses through which, I mean, there are listed universities and specific courses. For these courses at these universities only we provide scholarships, and but for this we need at least 2 years of relevant professional work experience. And the course deadline, I mean the scholarship deadline, it depends on every course as well. Another one is master's scholarship in public policy and good governance. It is on the lines of good governance, public policy, international relations, government administration or public administration, so on and so forth, civil society. Again, you will find the list of the universities and the courses on our website as well. I will talk about this HSK scholarship a little later because that really does not include the master's level. But there is another scholarship in the field of architecture, that the subjects can include architecture, then civil engineering, plus urban planning, design, so on and so forth. So this particular scholarship is there to pursue either your master's or 1 year in Germany. And for the same, you need to have bachelor's degree in architecture in your hands, and you need to submit all the relevant documents to us, such as your portfolio and your grade certificates, and so on and so forth. There are special scholarships in the field of music, performing arts, fine arts, design, visual communication, and film as well, to pursue post graduation in Germany. Number 3, the scholarship is mentioned HSK, that is HSK Language and Cultural Summer Courses. This scholarship is basically for the students, those who are in the those who have completed at least 12th standard, and those who are in first and second year of their studies but not in the last year. And also if they are in masters, then in the first year of masters they can apply to this particular scholarship. And this particular scholarship basically gives an opportunity to go to Germany for 1 month to do a language course, or there are very few subject specific courses as well. But the main requirement for this particular scholarship is having B1 level, and that's the basic requirement. And then one can apply to this particular scholarship. Now there are 2 scholarships at the PhD level. One is full scholarship for PhD, and the other one is sandwich model scholarship for PhD registered scholars. For both the scholarships, the deadline is 15th of October every year. So full scholarship in PhD means this scholarship you will get for 3 years. In exceptional cases, we can extend the scholarship as well, but mainly it is provided for 3 years. And one needs to have basically an acceptance letter or an admission letter from the university, or acceptance letter from a professor. Master's, first class master's degree is the basic requirement, and your degree should not be older than 6 years. That means your master's degree should not be older than 6 years at the time of PhD scholarship application. And most important thing apart from this we need is your research proposal. this is applicable to the other scholarship model as well. In this first model, full scholarship for PhD, you get a degree from a German university. And in the second model of scholarship, that is sandwich model scholarship for PhD registered scholar, in this particular scholarship, you need to register at the Indian university, and a part of your degree, part of your project, you can do under the joint supervision of German and Indian professor, or that the professor at your home university or your own supervisor in Germany, maximum up to 1 year that you can do in Germany. And you need to come back to India and you need to complete your degree. And in this particular model, you get a degree from an Indian institution. All the details are available on our website daad.in under this scholarship section. You can check all the details. Apart from DAAD also, there are other funding organizations. So the database is there on the website funding-guide.de. There you will find the scholarships given by other funding agencies than DAAD. For the India region, basically, that means India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So this region, basically, daad.in is the website for the scholarships as well. So you can check out other scholarships if you find relevant, those who are interested specifically in postdoc or in research or senior level research. So there are also scholarships you will find on our website daad.in. So these are our offices. You can contact any of our offices nearby your region. We have office, our regional office is in New Delhi, and we have 4 information points now: Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, and Pune. The email addresses are there, so feel free to get back to us for the queries if you have any. So that's it from my side now. The presentation part is over now, but you can go ahead with the Q&A session. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
All right. So as I was saying is that we have been answering a lot of your queries. If you check the chat box, you can keep typing in your queries. But some general stuff I would like to say over here. One is that the individual degree programs for individual subject fields, we don't have information right off our head over here. And that is why a very beautiful international degree program web search engine has been created. And I have given you the link for the IDP in the chat box as well. So when you log on to it on the landing page, you will be able to see keyword. In the keyword, you can put in your field and then choose your degree, and it will give you the various courses offered by the German universities, and then you can select out of this listing that is available. Lots of information is available over here in these particular in this particular web search engine, like the the universities that are offering the specific course, what semester it is, what is the eligibility criteria, what is the fee structure, what are the admission requirements, what is the course content, and of course also the deadlines and everything. So all this is available on the international degree programs. So
I would like to add something here, Shubhida.
Yeah, sure.
Many students have asked about their specific, as you mentioned, that subject fields. And as Shubhida rightly said, that we do not have the ready-made databases of the subject specific, so to say, universities. And international programs is the website, as Shubhida is also has now shown on the slide as well. So there are 3 factors basically of shortlisting the universities. A, medium of instruction, that means English or bilingual or whatever. Then second one is the type of university, and the third one is the course content. We have seen in the presentation as well, there are 2 types of universities in Germany. One is TU or the university, and the other one is applied science universities. So if you are interested in doing PhD later on, or if you would like to work in R&D sector as well, or you see your career in that particular on that particular path, then TUs or the universities is a good choice for you. But if you say no, research is not my cup of tea, but I would like to more focus on praxis orientation, or I would like to focus more on practice oriented courses, then Applied Science University is a good choice for you. And third factor is a course content. If you click any of our course pages, you will find all the details there as well, and also your link to the course website. So course website will give you detailed syllabus and which subjects are included, what permutation combinations you can take, and how many credits for each subject, and so on and so forth. So course content plays an immensely important role in shortlisting the universities. That's it I wanted to add.
All right. So thank you, Girija. Yeah. Also, a lot of you or some of you have asked about switching fields. Now, switching fields is a little difficult in Germany because first of all, not only basically the German university will see whether you have enough foundation of that particular subject in your bachelor's or not. So it cannot be completely unrelated subjects. And only if you have the specific foundation in that particular subject, only then your application will be accepted. So that is the case over here. Yeah, Rahul, you ask whether one needs to do a bachelor's from India to get the DAAD scholarships. We have already been mentioning about these various scholarships. So if you are looking for a master's scholarship, then yes, the bachelor's has to be from India. Or if you are again then looking at a PhD, then your master's has to be from India. Yeah. Mohammed, I have already answered your query. You can look up our Young Ambassadors Forum and you can check with that. Kancharana, yes, PhD is available for all subjects. Full funding for PhD is available for all fields. There is no limitation for PhD. Yogesh, some universities could provide scholarship funding for the PhD, but generally not. That is why the DAAD is there. But lots of the non-university based research institutions will have their own funding. If they don't have funding, then of course you can apply for the DAAD funding. So I think we have already spoken about the requirements and stuff. There are no pan-German requirements. You will have to check the specific course requirements. And that is available on the International Degree Web Search Engine. No, generally you can't do a PhD directly after bachelor's in Germany. You will require a 2 years full-time master's. All right. Rahul, if you have received your undergrad from Italy, then since it falls under the EU, you can directly generally apply to the university, but you will have to find out the equivalence of your Italian degree with the specific course coordinator. Swarnindu, work experience is not mandatory, so you can always apply even with 2 years of work experience. That is very much possible. Sudarshan, we do not do any evaluation particularly of profiles, but it depends by what you mean low scores. Generally, Germany looks at 70% and above aggregate in your bachelor's. Yeah, Sarvashresht, the MBA programs, yes, I would like to elaborate on that because in Germany, there are 2 options available for this. The MBA programs in Germany are generally completely chargeable programs and most of them require 2 to 4 years of work experience. Whereas the MS management programs are generally for freshers and those are not, most of them do not have a tuition fee. There are no scholarships for management. We've already spoken about whatever scholarships are already there. So there aren't any other scholarships beyond what we have spoken about already. For PhD, there is no best university or anything like that. It is whether the topic suits you or not. So there is no consideration of best university for a PhD, or for that matter, even for masters in Germany. Because what you do get in Germany is that you will get extremely good academic, how should I say, quality in Germany, and it does not matter which university you go to, because most universities have their own focuses. So even though there are more, approximately 400 universities in Germany, you are not going to get 400 English language programs. So it completely depends what programs are offered by which universities, and you have to make a choice within those universities. Yeah, after MPhil Sony, you can apply for a PhD in economics. Akshat, IELTS is mandatory to pursue a master's because it is mandatory for visa. It is not mandatory for a DAAD scholarship. Nitish, if you have been reading the newspapers, Germany is one of the safest countries, in fact, given the COVID-19 situations. Most likely, the winter semester will be completely online because right now international travel is absolutely shut, and even the consulates and embassy is operating only for extremely essential services for German citizens, and no visa applications are being accepted. All right. Yeah. So can Yograj, we have already spoken about the German language proficiency that is required. So Juhi
Yeah.
again, yeah, okay, then I'll just complete this because I know the question that I am looking at.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so masters in law, basically, expenses would be the same as any other, where, where it is 853 euros per month. And job opportunities will completely depend on what sort of specialization you are looking at in masters, because masters is finally a specialization. Just saying a master's in law does not really help. So what is the sort of specialization that you are looking at? Point number one. And for law, especially if you want to stay back and work in Germany, you will require a very high level of German language proficiency. The other option being is that, of course, if you have, a law specification which goes into international law and all those sorts of things, then there is a possibility that you can work at The Hague and, all those sorts of things. Yeah. Yeah, Tanashree.
Yeah, so the next question was regarding the sandwich model for PhD institutions like Max Planck. Yes, of course. So sandwich model is basically that you're registered in India and go for the part of your PhD in Germany, so which you can also do in the non-university research organizations like Max Planck. So it's very much possible. Our PhD scholarships, which are full funded, are not subject specific, even the sandwich model. So it's for all the subjects, even economics is covered in that.
Many students I see here, they're asking about the eligibility of application for master studies. About the CGPA? I've got 70%, I've got 65%, and so on and so forth. So basically, German universities focus more on an academic excellence. 12 standard marks you need to submit because that is the university entrance qualification and that academic excellence is what they more focus on, and also they focus on your overall profile. And here somebody asked about the importance. Karan is asking what is the importance of the statement of purpose. This is also one of the important documents while giving you admission, because statement of purpose should be actually a self written document, and that reflects you as a person, and why you're interested in Germany, and why you're interested in particular study programs, and why you've shortlisted particular university, and how do you see your career after gaining a particular degree from a German university. So that plays also an important role while giving you admissions. So all first your academics, and then your CV and SOP also matter a lot while giving you admission.
Yeah. So regarding the universities, with how to segregate which are zero tuition fee or not. So we don't have this separate list available on our website, But it's very easy to find out if you go on our database and search through the subject field and through the degree you want to pursue. You will get an overall list of universities of offering that particular course which you wish to study, and then on that you will easily find out whether there's a tuition fee for that, what documents are required. So our databases is quite updated in that respect, so you'll easily find out on our database. So do go and there search which are tuition fee, which documents are required, and all the details on a specific university web page. So even if you're going for the bachelor's degree program in Germany and wish to do an English taught program, then IELTS or TOEFL, either of the exam is mandatory to prove as your English language proficiency. So for bachelor's, master's is an essential, but for PhD, it depends on the university whether or the professor whether a TOEFL or IELTS is required or not.
Mr. Saurabh Kumar, yes, you can apply for DAD scholarships since your CGPA is having, related to first class. But our PhD scholarship basically, it is very competitive. We need actually a research proposal from your side and your CV and your marks. So your whole application is evaluated, and then we call the shortlisted candidates for the interviews. And after the interview, we declare the results. So if you crack the interview, you will get that PhD scholarship.
Yeah, so let's talk about the bachelor degree admissions, because I see some of the questions here regarding the bachelor degree programs in Germany. For the bachelor's, basically, some of you are asking if you have done a 1 year of engineering in India and can you apply for the bachelor's in Germany. So there are certain restrictions when you think of a bachelor's in Germany in the respect of the eligibility, because the 12th standard in India is not directly recognized by German universities, and one has to do a one additional year in Germany, which is called as a Studienkolleg, which is a foundation course in Germany. It is for a 1 year, offered by all the German universities, so you have to do that course. It's going to be a subject specific, so those who want to do engineering will go for the engineering related preparatory course. Those who want to go for medicine will go for medicine related preparatory course, attend a complete course in Germany at the university, give the final examination, and if you pass that examination, you become eligible to start your bachelor's degree in Germany. Now, if a student is doing so there are certain exceptions to it, in the sense of some universities allow students, if they do a 1 year of uh, bachelor's in India and then apply for Germany, but then they start the bachelor's from first year. They don't get a transfer, so they will start the bachelor's again, but what they can skip is the foundation course as the Studienkolleg. But this is again a very university specific, not every university allows that. So Studienkolleg is important to start your bachelor's in Germany, the foundation course, but some universities allow first year of Indian bachelor's. If you crack a JE advanced, then there you can also skip the Studienkolleg and might get direct admission for the bachelor's in Germany. So more regarding the bachelor's, you can of course find on our website, so daad.in. You will find this information under the study in Germany. So you will find all the details about how to apply for bachelor's and what all are required, and the eligibility criteria as well.
Yeah. So, Arghya, you say that there are no scholarships, but the fact that there is no tuition fee is a scholarship in itself. Because generally, what happens is that universities charge a huge amount of tuition fee, and then they give you a scholarship, which is a tuition waiver. But here, when there is no tuition fee at all, it is a scholarship in that sense. So, I don't think that there is any, scholarship. So already, and these universities, I mean, when German universities are not charging tuition fees, it means that the German government is paying for you already. And where does the German government get the money from? From the German citizen. So the German citizen is paying for your education. So I think chipping in for your education with living expenses is a good thing. No? It's a cooperative effort, I would say. All right. Anurag, the 18 months post-study work visa is applicable to all degrees. So whether it's a bachelor's program, whether it's a master's program, or whether it's a PhD program, the law remains the same. So now we have reached 16:57 and we have 3 minutes to go. Let me see if there are any new questions. We have already spoken about Corona and this, that. Manoj, a postgraduate diploma in management will not be considered for your master's admission. Your bachelor's will be considered for your master's admission. I think we have answered all the queries because it's the same thing coming up again and again and again.
Yes.
Yeah, if you all can see also if we have missed something. If not, then I would like to invite Apurv back. Lakshi, we do have a scholarship in public policy. In fact, we had a web capsule today afternoon. And we'll be still coming up with it, but you can log on to our site, daad.in, to find out more about that scholarship. Yeah. So Apurv, are you there?
Yeah, thanks so much, all three of you, for taking care of this presentation and this webinar today. I also see that a lot of the students are still typing in some questions. But as I said earlier, unfortunately, we had only 1 hour for today's session. And to do justice to the large number of students who participated in today's session, of course, we picked answering those questions first, which were more generic in nature and of interest to everybody. I apologize to all those whose questions, and I know that you're frantically copy pasting your questions again and again. I'm really sorry at this point of time. I think here it may not be possible for us. There are far too many unanswered questions, and those are very, very specific to your particular case. And in that case, I would suggest that you please see these email IDs that are mentioned here, the office closest to you that you're most comfortable with. If you could just simply write to us, that would probably be the best way to get your questions resolved. And as mentioned earlier on, again, next week we are having the virtual fair again with the student world. So we will have more time there. It's a 4-hour session. And at that platform, we will also have the possibility to probably speak with and resolve your questions one-on-one, because as I said, in half an hour or 1 hour, we cannot do justice to all the questions. Yeah. So I would like to once again thank all the participants for joining here today on behalf of the DAAD, and give the mic then back to the organizers. Maybe Jack, you would like to say something before we close the session?
Thank you, Apurv, and thank you to all the presenters, and thank you for the attendees for taking part today. Yes, as was mentioned, if your question wasn't answered, you'll have another opportunity to speak to the team next week on Wednesday. If you head to virtual.thestudentworld.com, you'll be able to register free of charge for the event. You'll need to create a profile, and then you'll receive your login credentials, which will give you access to the fair. Please make sure you register in advance so that the system has time to process everything, and then you'll be able to register, I believe, at 4 p.m. local time, but the time is listed on the website. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us, and we hope to see you next week.